Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays the Burglar. And today we're here to deal with some Urukai pillagers, which has never been one of my favorite quests, I must admit, because, yeah, these pillagers, anything involving mounted combat I've never been too thrilled with. We'll see if I can deal with one or two of these pillagers. Well, there's a warg there. Now, there is also the question exactly where I'm going to find these pillagers, because one of the places where they... Oh, there's one right there. Right? Nope. That's a warrior, not a pillager. Alright, there's a pillager right here, because we want to be able to attack them, of course. Oh. There you go. No one... I'm really... Well, that's why I am like one. Well, fortunately, I'm a little bit higher on the level at the moment, which helps a great deal. Now, let's see if I can do this right this time. And... Yeah, it makes things a lot easier when you're a little bit over leveled, I must say about that. Now just four more of them, and I have a feeling they're just going to try to put me into the housing neighborhood there, which is not open yet, but they're building a new housing neighborhood that's going to... Let's see if I could find one that's not going to run... Actually, I might be able to handle two at a time right now, but we'll have to see. Where is everybody? Alright, there we go. And let's go. Let's get a little sneak attack in. Yeah. Probably shouldn't take me too long then, right? I'm happy to report that there are now fewer pillagers along the roadside.
Invaders have wrought this misery upon us.
You bear the telling marks of a skirmish, Petronella. I trust that I've done it then. The orcs have been fighting with great tenacity of late, so I'm glad that the riders along the road have been quelled. Yes, sir. So much for that.
There are not enough curses in the world for the invaders of the lands of Rohan.
You've done well, Petronella. With those threats identified and my people prepared for the journey, they can set off. Yeah, right. Good. Good. And that means I am done here, and it is time for me to head out to the... Oh, what's that place called now?
Right hand is wicked.
Oh, yes, over to the Underharrow. Hello there, Horn. What do you think about Underharrow so far?
We have arrived. Now we must find Ellen Fremedon.
We must find Ellen and hope that the tapestry of her that Eowyn wove to us was an exaggeration. I must confess that her distaste for the woman strikes me as rather strange. By all accounts, Ellen Fremedon has never spoken against the good of Rohan, and has been nothing but loyal to the kingdom and of her husband Dunharra. Indeed, she is a minstrel of no small skill herself. I heard her play the fiddle once in Aworth several years ago, and she made it sing in a way I've never heard before nor since. Still, make no mistake, there are unwelcome tidings that we bring here. Even the most reasonable lady will not be pleased to hear the news that many scores of folk are seeking to shelter in her hall. We're talking about the people of Betaras. It's going to be more than a few score, that's for sure. More like a few centuries. Well, let's go and find her temper and see how it is. Now, let's see.
I do not know if we will survive this onslaught.
Neither do I. Hello there.
Your tidings are over late, bringer of ill news.
Well, she's certainly not in a good mood today. Yes, ever since early this morn, ragged folk have been pouring into Underharrow, bringing hungry mouths and sad tales. I will not close my gates to them, for the word of Theoden King is law, and Dunharrow my husband would be wroth were I to disobey the Lord of the Mark. I will do my duty, but Eowyn cannot expect me to be pleased about sheltering so many. You perhaps can provide some help to me in return for this hospitality. The blacksmith of Ordwall is forging weapons and armor by his home to the south. Go to him and carry the heavy barrels of swords, armor, and spears to me. All right. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Let's go and check that out. And I believe these things are on the other side of the bridge, just to make things more inconvenient for me, I guess. Let's see. And one of the things that I think this bridge has is a convenient. It's on the most, not only this, it actually has a pedestrian crossing, so that you could safely cross as a pedestrian without having to worry about being trampled on by the wagons going across or anything like this. So it does indicate that there is a great deal of wheeled traffic going across here, and enough pedestrian traffic also, so that they would consider that to be a necessary safety measure. Actually, let's do this. It's not exactly the most efficient way of carrying swords, if you ask me. I would think, though, that a wheelbarrow would be more appropriate for doing this. Obviously, she's not liking me very much if she's asking a hobbit to carry all these weapons by hand. That's all I gotta say. She's not in a very good mood. I think I mentioned that before. Thud. Oh well. Oh yes, now I get to carry the armor. Oh boy, this would really be fun. Imagine how much this weighs. And it's not like the armor is in a position where it would be least obstructive for its weight, because wearing armor isn't nearly as bad as carrying the stuff. Because, of course, it was designed to be worn. And speaking of worn, I feel worn out at the moment. And finally, the spears. Now, I must say that I cannot think of a more clumsy way in which to carry spears. Now, in this case, I would think it'd be easier just to put them into my hand, lay them horizontally, and take the main part of the bridge, especially with the spears going bang, 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 bang against the chains at the pedestrian crossing. And the pedestrian crossing, I think, is great for hobbits that are not carrying spears. But I just hate to think of someone who's really, really tall trying to go by there, especially if they've got someone inside of them and they're both trying to get through. There'll be a lot of ducking there. Oh well. Unfortunately, they need the higher bits where the wagons are going. Now, what was that all about?
I see the question in your eyes.
Yes. Why have you toiled to bring these barrels here? Why does the sweat so sting your eyes? What good has it done to carry these weapons and armor to me where they will stay? It has done no good, Petronella. By gift of birth, Eowyn commands some little measure of respect, and I give it to her. But she has sent only trouble to Harrowdale. Do you see these swords and spears? Do you see this armor? She has sent me townfolk and children, the aged and the infirmed. She has sent no warriors. She has sent no one to wield the bright blade or brandish the sharp spear. These folk will die just as easily here as in Adoras. There's no purpose to this migration. If my husband falls, and those who ride with the king are defeated, there's no safety in all of Rohan. This is the cause of my reproach, Petronella. Eowyn plays at war, as she's always has. But there are women in Rohan who truly know what is at stake, and I'm one of those. Whew.
Enough words. I've spoken plainly and I've nothing more to say.
Yeah, all right. Fine, fine, fine. Yeah, boy. That's how she talks in prose. I don't want to hear if she wants to give you reproach in music. Minstrels can really be stinging with that. I think it's safe to say that Eowyn and Ellen are going to make very uncomfortable company when they run into each other.
I did not think to find Ellen Fremedon so cold. We
Yeah.
should aid her, if we can.
No one save the forces of Saruman are to blame for the unenviable situation in which we find ourselves, but I understand Ellen's frustration. We should aid her, if we can. I spoke with some of the folk of Underharrow while you were recovering equipment from the blacksmith, and they told me a group of orcs and wargs have threatened the peace of Dunharrow. The townfolk have been used to these foes lurking in the mountains, but of late they have journeyed too near the towns for comfort. Dealing with these creatures will allow us two messages, one no less important than the other. The first will serve a warning to the orcs that Harrowdale is not theirs for the taking. A second message is for Ellen Fremedon, telling her that she does not stand alone. Her worries are ours, and she need not give up the hope of survival. Let us defeat orcs and wargs in Harrowdale, Petronella, collecting tokens from each, so that we may send these two messages. I also wish you to seek the Dark Door of Dunharrow. I will meet you near it, for only few speak of it, and they only in whispers. It fills me with curiosity. The Dark Door in Dunharrow. Oh, that sounds like a real fun place to visit. Alright, fine. That's up this way, I believe. Let's start out by the Dark Door, and no, I am not going to try to go up there via Warsteed. And here we are, going up. Look at the Puku men that are up along the switchback that leads up and up and up to the Dark Door. They look really, really strange. And all the way up. Now let's deal with some of these wargs that are about. And whack! Yeah. You're big and you're howling. Yeah, well, at least I improved my die roll. Good. Orc Slayer of the Westament. One tooth. Ah! I finally found some of those orcs. Hey, I wonder if it's got anything I can take. Atlas Essence? Oh well. It'll have to do. There you go. Now to take care of your buddies, right? Ooh, and there is one right there. How about that? All nice and perfectly ready. Well, I was going to have his pocket picked, but maybe not if he's resisting things like that. There you go. You don't want to be too careful if you're having a rather alert one. one. He wasn't alert enough, though, but that's another matter. There you go. Goodbye. Oh, my. If there's any place that's deserving of the name the Dark Door, this looks like it. At least that's anywhere nearby. I'm sure there's some place in Mordor that might deserve the name even worse, but yeah. Not a lovely place by any sense of the term. Are you sure you want to stand here?
That is the Dark Door, and beyond are the paths where the dead are said to walk.
My heart is heavy with dread, but so too is it filled with a sense of wonder. That is the Dark Door, Petronella, and beyond are the paths where the dead are said to walk. You must know the story of Isildur and the men of the mountain, and better even than I, for you have journeyed with the Dunedain. Aragorn is the first of that line that I've met, and then only briefly. He strikes me as a most unusual man. We were not long in Edoras together, but I did mark him to be skilled with words. Perhaps in time of peace he could delight the ear with tales of his people, and may yet before all is done. I would ask you for a different tale than that which concerns Isildur and the Oathbreakers. Perhaps something with joy in it. For now, let us move away from the Dark Door. I'm glad to have seen it, but I will be gladder to still to leave it behind. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm out of here. Hello again.
What are these? What have you brought me? Are these teeth?
What? Teeth? Ho 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 ho! I did not ask you to do this, Pineleaf. I offered no reward, and yet still you campaigned against the creatures on my behalf? I do not know what to say. After my husband Underharrow rode to fight alongside with the king, I believed no one would give a thought to the troubles of the Harrowdale. And yet you did. Thank you, Petronella. I hope you did not take offense earlier. I spoke from a place of despair, but you've given me a reason to hope. If there are more people like you in this land, perhaps Harrowdale will be made safe for the folk of Edoras. If the battle for Rohan ends not in victory, well, we will have to see. And wait, I guess. Now, let us speak with Horn. Apparently she appreciated the gift.
We have delivered the message. It is now time to move on to the next stage of our duty.
Are you surprised by the Lady of Harrowdale's transformation? You should not be. There is no more certain way to attain the friendship of a ruler than by helping ease the problems of the ruled. We are, all of us, on the same side now. Only Saruman gains to profit when we squabble among ourselves. We've delivered our message, and we've sought to ease the sting. It is time to move to the next stage of our duty. And the next stage of our duty is to... Actually, this shield is obsolete now. It's still... Yeah, the shield that I'm carrying, the shield of the Hammerhand, is... That's obsolete. I could actually use the cloak now.
Eomer wished for us to travel to the home he left behind.
We have done as Eowyn asked, and now we should fulfill our obligation to her brother as well. Aylmer wished for us to travel to the home he left behind, that we may see how he fares in his absence. That home is Aldburg, in the Eastfold. It is once the seat of power of Rohan, before the king took up residence in Edoras. Now it is the home of Eomer, and it is natural for his mind to dwell upon its wellspring. He spoke to Archil, its steward, as a man of good motive, but of short reach to accomplish such lofty aims. Perhaps When we arrived, we will see how Archil has exceeded his master's expectations. Well, we will find that out. Yes, we'll head over to Elmer's home in Aldburg and to see how the steward is faring when we return for the next episode of Piney Plays The Burglar.